Yo, everybody. Tuesday morning, time for Trash Talk, 8 o'clock. We're going to be talking about signage, obviously. But I do want to start off by saying a big thank you for all of you that reached out, especially our last couple of shows were kind of serious, but we did a show about funny movies and all got lots of input from that one. People just talked about remembering all the movies that we brought up, but then throwing out all kinds of movies that we never even got to mention. I think
Oh yeah.
we may have to do another show because somebody about I think three or four people said, "Hey, what about Tom Hanks?" He's
Which
done a lot of
yeah.
serious stuff and he's also done a lot of funny stuff. And I agree, but there were so many other suggestions. We may have to revisit that topic to talk about, some of our favorite old comedies.
We might have to. We might
Yeah.
have to for
And hey,
sure.
reach out to us. You got suggestions for sequel shows like that or for other shows. Our eyes and ears are open. Uh, but today
I don't know why. I
Brand,
don't know.
Brandon is going off the deep end on the new sign they put in his beloved city of Detroit.
I don't get it, man. Look. I don't know why. I mean, I already went on a rant about this on TikTok, on YouTube, on social, but let's do it again. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how cities continue to waste money. Look, I love Detroit. The more Detroit representation we can get, the better. Flat out. Now, by the time you guys see this, the NFL draft is over. But the NFL draft took place in Detroit. Now, Detroit has a bad reputation. Media definitely have given Detroit a bad reputation. Detroit has lived up to that bad reputation at
Right.
times, but there's amazing stuff in Detroit. Most people won't know.
Yeah.
Most people are going off of old data.
I,
Like you
I
want to talk about Flint, sure. But
I think the Tigers are leading the division in
look, the Tigers just beat the Rangers,
baseball.
but we got amazing stadiums. Look, move the Tigers. What about the Detroit Lions? What up? One game away from going to the NFL. They dropped the ball,
Right.
or going to the Super Bowl. They dropped the ball, but we coming back. Um,
That was drop the ball, pun intended.
they did some bad calls, but you know what? Nobody can sit there and bash that season. We got great stadiums, we got great food, we got great rappers, we got great music, flat out. And I was just there last December. My son and I went down to Detroit, went to Mom's Spaghetti, showed him the city. Man, it was a great time. Um, Much like other cities, it has issues. So when they decide to clean up the city, which they should just do that on a regular basis. But
Right.
they did it for when the Super Bowl was there. I mean, they even moved the homeless people. They took the homeless people and moved them. I'm like, you guys just,
Here,
I don't know, couldn't fix the problem.
here's a
Um,
coupon for McDonald's. Go get
they
lost
sat
for a while.
there. They sat there in the abandoned buildings and put these facades on, these Hollywood-like facades. They did it. I was
Really?
there, and it looked great. They do it, down at Campus Martius. They do it at Hart Plaza. So they're doing it for the NFL draft. They're illuminating the city. Well, then they decide, hey, let's get a Detroit Hollywood style sign
Yeah.
on 94 going into the city. Welcome to Detroit. It's not needed, but it was kind of cool idea, right? We got all these renderings. Now, obviously, a rendering isn't exactly what it's going to be. It isn't the same. It isn't,
Yeah.
but it gave us an idea. Then they had the final product. They never showed us the final product by this company for this $400,000 sign. Okay. This is the final product, guys.
So
This is
so the
taken.
public didn't weigh into this at all.
Well, no, when they talked about it, a lot of people were supportive of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit, because we're proud of the city. We're proud of the old English D on
Yeah.
my hat. We're
Yeah.
proud of Detroit being the real D, not this wannabe big D in Dallas. We're proud of it, okay? Detroit everywhere, all day. Instead, we
Well,
got this, guys.
yeah, folks, look, does it, don't the two signs look alike?
Look, I understand that the Hollywood sign's sitting on a desert mountain hill. There's a lot of needles up there and graffiti on the other side. But if you look at the way it's moving, the letters are big, it is recognizable.
Yeah. Yeah. Is the new Detroit sign illuminated?
It is illuminated at night. The problem with the illumination is, number one, it doesn't change colors. It's not even like tiger. Like, you know, you go downtown to Dallas and the tower. What's that tower?
The
Renaissance?
Renaissance Tower.
And they change the colors according to certain things, you know.
Right.
Rangers win, it's Rangers colors, this, that, you know. No, first off, the Detroit sign is this weird bluish white. It doesn't, those colors aren't anything. Those colors aren't indicative of Detroit. They're not indicative of our baseball team, our football team, our nothing, a hockey team, nothing. I don't even know where it looks like swimming pool colors. It's horrible.
And you got a big fence behind it.
You got a fence kind of behind it.
Yeah, and you got
because that's the freeway, that's the on ramp.
Yeah, and you got the snow fence in front of it still because
you got this. Well, it could be the construction fence too. We don't know.
Yeah,
but that's got to go. You got this beautiful landscaping all here, known as weeds and trash that they didn't even like put new seed in or nothing, right? You've got the letters are sitting on 2.5 foot tall cement blocks.
Yeah,
not even pretty, just blocks,
which also is going to invite the graffiti artists.
Look, I am inviting the graffiti artists. I want every graffiti artist in the city of Detroit to come out there and tag this sign because it's going to give it an improvement. Right. But the biggest complaint, so they're like, well, why is it going up the hill like that? Okay, well, that's okay. It can't be going down because that looks weird if you're driving this way.
Right.
So it's saying Detroit, like D. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the D. How are you going to sit there and not even give us the old English D that is known for the city of Detroit? You gave us, like, my son makes better D's in Minecraft and on his practicing paperwork for writing letters than this pile of nonsense right here. What is that?
And you're right. And that old English D should be twice the size of the other letters there too, because that has been, you know, the D is.
It's the D.
That's Detroit.
It's Detroit. Like, and the thing is, like, look at the E, look at the T. Like, what is this lettering? Like, who said this is the font? This is like when you send an email and you just don't change the font. This is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's garbage. And it costs $400,000. Now you got the mayor going, well, I think it was AI's fault. Oh, God bless it. I swear to God. Look, AI is responsible for a lot of things and probably part of the downfall of humanity. But AI generated a rendering that looked way better. And it was across big. It was like all lined up and it was white, but it wasn't an only English D, but it still looked very much reminiscent of the Hollywood sign, like they advertised it. And it was better. It was better, a lot better.
And based on the fact that the Hollywood sign is just block letters.
Just block letters.
You would have thought Detroit would have come up with something that would have given it a little more pizzazz.
Give it personality, give it pizzazz. Or if you're going to do
Detroit.
the block, make it like, and you guys can Google it or check my YouTube or TikTok videos out. Make it white across, like big, so at least it's standing there. But instead, you're blaming AI for a rendering. But who approved of? You all saw this. You saw this. They didn't do a bait and switch when they presented it. And if they did, then sue the company. Now, the company is going out there, and I forget the name of them. I should really bash them right now. Going out there and saying, look, we're very proud of this. We think it speaks about Detroit. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, it does not, like, your Party City sign that you got for a quinceañera does not recognize the city of Detroit. $400,000.
Yeah, I can't believe that AI didn't come up based on the information given, AI Detroit style. And come up with the old English lettering as one of the options. And maybe they didn't, and everybody said,
Maybe they didn't say, oh, English D. Maybe they just said Hollywood style sign, Detroit Hollywood style sign. Maybe that's all they
yeah,
put in.
yeah.
I'm going to do an AI. I'm going to go to AI and I'm going to post it on our Instagram, TikTok, and all this. And I'm going to do an AI and see what it comes up with.
Yeah.
And I bet you it's better. Look, here's the thing. We got a rapper too, by the way. I'll post a link to that video. He did a video diss track of this sign. Oh my God, it's the best diss track in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like my thing is like, you want to be proud of Detroit. You want to welcome people to Detroit. All you did was make us look embarrassed now. It's some at the nationwide, you said, well, way to go, Detroit.
Are there any plans to put anything in? Because this is at ground level. This isn't elevated up in the mountain like Hollywood. This is
Oh, we don't
ground
have
level.
yeah.
People are going to drive right by it. Are they going to put anything like all the sports logos or something in front of it?
That's what they should have done. Like if on those blocks, you should have had each block representing something. So you could have had Detroit Lions, the Red Wings, the Pistons,
right.
the Tigers. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could have had some of the colleges, Michigan State. You could have had the automobile. Well, screw them. But you could have had, like, there are so many different things that could have been put on this to represent.
And you know what? They probably could have sold that, to each one of those teams or business or corporations and said, for this fee, we'll put your logo right there under.
Well, I don't think we want it to be like, I don't want like what about Little Caesars or something? Like, I don't want some stupid non-Michigan, non-Detroit company buying the rights to our sign. I don't want that.
Well, but all those companies could have covered the $400,000 cost.
Doesn't matter. Then it would say something like Rock Financial Detroit sign. I don't want that. We have too many things sponsored. Like the biggest thing is, if you're going to have some corporate influence, here's a thought. Why didn't you reach out to the people? Why didn't you reach out to the citizens that live directly behind it? Why didn't you reach out to the people of Michigan, the people of Detroit, and ask for their feedback? Say, hey, we want to hear from you. I got an idea. Why didn't you get a local Detroit artist to draw up a plan for a Detroit sign and then present it to the company to make said sign?
You're telling me behind it, we're for a parking lot or something if people want to go and see it?
Here's the thing. That's an on-ramp. You're getting on the freeway. There's a side street right there, and then it goes down into subdivisions. So no.
So people can't even visit it.
Well, no, I mean, unless you want to die, unless you want to, and I'm sure now just behind me on your way to the sign heading east on 94, there is a walk bridge that connects the two sides. You can get great Instagram, TikTok shots right there. There's a little path that, like, on the bridge, there's stairs that go down to the sidewalk. You can get it. You ain't crossing 94 unless you want to die. But, you could walk the on-ramp, and I'm sure people are going to. But honestly, I think they only want pictures to trash it. Because I saw this thing illuminated at night. It's like these off-white colors that blurs the pic. I can't even tell where the D is. Yeah. It looks like I'm welcoming to Detroit. It's like
another photo that you posted. It was exactly that. You saw this half D stuck behind the E.
And I'm like, oh, we're going to Detroit. Oh, never mind. The D got drunk and fell down the hill. It literally you know what it looks like? It literally looks like when you're practicing your letters on that dotted line paper in school, and one's up here and one's down here and one's like, Detroit, it's time to go home. You drank too much.
Either that or because it's on an on-ramp, just think of how many people are going to pull up there and say, oh, let's stop and get a picture of the Detroit sign. So just
I would
stop right here on the on-ramp and do it.
The cops are going to just be waiting there.
Yeah.
Popping people left and right. The biggest thing that can happen to this sign is, because let's be real, they're not going to spend more money to fix it. They're not. So the biggest thing that can happen to this sign is that the graffiti artists tag it up, and it looks beautiful at that point, and at least represents Detroit. A storm knocks it down.
Or one or two letters.
Yeah, like maybe because most likely what's going to happen when it stops illuminating, it's going to be like those old restaurant diners. Like an O is going to be lit up, the D is going to be black. Like
Yeah,
they didn't think this through,
yeah,
and that company. And I am going to post their name. Don't worry, I'll find it. I forgot. I'm going to post their name so we can bash them. I mean, like, but this is what
they were
cities
thrilled
do.
to get the contract.
Oh, thank you for the contract. Yeah. Did anybody realize that it's some dude working out of the back of his truck? Like, he's got a P.O. box and he lives in Guadalajara. Like, I mean, cities waste money. Look, the city of Frisco, you want to talk about wasting money. City of Frisco brings a lot of money in, but they waste money too. Remember when they started putting those hearts everywhere? The
Yeah,
heart, like Luke and I go to it, and those are cool. I'll give it to them. Those are cool.
yeah.
But they put like two. They put two.
Yeah.
And then the one closest to me on the back side of it is all falling apart and ripped and like and they don't even take care of it. And then remember like I'll give it to Frisco. They said, "Hey, we're going to put these murals up." And there's some really cool murals downtown Main Street now that they finally decide to revitalize it and gentrificate the whole area.
Right.
That's a different topic. We've talked about it. The murals are cool, but they stopped.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I got an abandoned gas station. An abandoned gas station downtown Main Street. It's been sitting there for years. I always thought it would make a cool little bar. There's parking behind it. You could pull up, roll up the garage doors, and have this cool little bar, just drink,
Right.
whatever.
Or have a drive-through.
Have a drive-through to drink. That's cool. No plans. Tagged up, busted up, nothing. They're just waiting.
Yeah.
But they spend these money on these different things and then give up on it. Yeah. We're going to send these murals out. We got more murals coming. Nothing. We got more hearts coming because we heart Frisco. Nothing.
Yeah. And the other thing they're doing is they decided that instead of putting in 4 stop signs at a 4-way stop, let's just put in a roundabout.
A roundabout. No, well, here's the other thing. I know it's coming. We saw the plans for downtown Frisco, and I'm torn, okay? Because I love the support of it, and I believe that they should revitalize.
Yeah.
And I believe that we should have things. It's a walking area, guys. I'm losing my voice. I'm so mad. But they do these little walks. They do these crosswalks with no crosswalking signs, with no lights. You're take it from a guy who lives downtown Frisco. You try to cross the street, minus the one light that has a little, crosswalk.
Right.
You'll forget it. It's right by the railroad tracks. People are flying around the corner. My son and I are trying to get donuts. We're playing Grand Theft Auto, trying to get across. It's Frogger. It's a game of Frogger. I just knocked my thing over. It's a game of Frogger. We're jumping. I'm like, watch out, Luke Carr. Stupid. Waste money. Just wasted money. And now Detroit.
Yeah. Well,
just
wait.
Let me down.
When the city council sees the Detroit sign, then they're going to say, "Oh, we need a sign coming into Frisco."
It's going to be a little F. It's going to be a cursive F. Nobody even knows how to read cursive anymore. But hey, as long as the Cheney group gets a kickback and gets to sit there and build more residential $1 million houses, that's okay.
Yeah. Or apartment buildings that nobody can afford.
I said it. Call me out. I said it.
Yeah. Well, we'll stop it. We'll stop at nothing. But anyhow, well, I would suggest that if you do go to Detroit and you want to check out the sign, also stop and get yourself a Detroit style deep dish pizza.
And get a Lafayette Coney dog.
There you go.
Lafayette only.
Okay.
Lafayette, do not go to American. If you go to American Coney, you're gonna unfollow us. You go to Lafayette.
Where do you go for the best beer in town?
I don't know. There's 1,000 different breweries out there. You pick. I mean,
Well, call Brandon. He'll go with you and he'll show you all the hot spots in Detroit.
But I will tell you this: if you guys are in Michigan, my Michigan people, my Detroit people, if you get a picture of this and you're there, hashtag trash talk, hashtag we don't want this, and I want to see that picture.
Yeah. And also put a tag on the base of one of the letters.
Yeah,
Yeah, or we'll get some trash talk stickers, and you can put them right there on the sign.
I got you. I got
There you
you.
go. All right. And then also one more thing, come back again, see us again next Tuesday morning. All right. Take it easy. See
Later,
you.
guys.
Bye.